All right, hey guys, my name is Will Buckman, and I'm a freshman in entomology, a study of insects in human society. And so my insect was the potato salad, and my topic for debate was which insect would cause the greatest losses or infestation. So my partner didn't really reply, wasn't really cooperating with me, so I'm gonna have to do this debate by myself. Um, Kind of how it'll go. I'll kind of just talk about my opening statement, and then for the rebuttals, I'll give sample questions to, if I had a partner, give those to them for them to debate, and then I'll propose some questions from them, and I'll answer those, kind of doing the rebuttals like that. So I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes for the opening statement. Okay. So yeah, I have the potato salad, and it's a species of salad native to southern North America and is found exclusively in the Western Hemisphere. So kind of just giving a basic description of it. Potato salad gives its name from its behavior and destructive habits on potato plants during its nymph stage, and kind of summarizing their life cycle. They're born on the leaves of plants, commonly potato plants, and they hatch into nymphs, into the nymph stage, and then they live on the plant leaves. They go through a stage of relatively little movement. They're pale and yellow when they hatch, and they prefer to stay on the leaves where they are born. Because they are immobile, they possess no real escape methods from predators. And the nymph stage is also the most commonly stage in which they die, because they have no real escape methods or ability to escape predators. So as they transition into adulthood, the potato salad's biology also changes. They grow two sets of wings, one in the front, one in the back, the front being the larger pair. And this allows them to fly from plant to plant as well as evade predators. So they also have the ability to jump, which aids in their escape. And they possess moderately long antennae and grow darker in color as they age. So they'll begin their nymph stage as a pretty bright green color, going becoming darker as they age. So the potato salad has some unique characteristics, one being its limited ability to migrate to northern parts of North America. And just kind of going back to the debate topic, I feel that the potato salad would cause the greatest infestation effect and lead to the biggest losses on human society. I think that's because potato salad infestation can lead to a disease called zebra chip, which hurts the potatoes and affects them and making them unable to be sold. So that can hurt farmers' yields. Okay, so that was my timer going off for my opening statement. So my partner would then give their opening statement. So my first rebuttal to my partner, I would say, so you talked about, so they had a termite. So I would say that my partner said that they can, termites hollow out wooden structures used for building, and this can become a problem. And I would say you talk about how termites create harm by hollowing out wooden structures. How can this be a major issue if the damage is not directly seen? And I feel that they would counter that with kind of saying how that this will hurt the architecture of the buildings, and can lead to danger of destruction of the buildings because they don't have that solid construction on the inside because the termites have hollowed it out. So a rebuttal question from them proposed to myself that I created would be, although your insect does hurt North American consumers, can you employ traps or other methods to prevent this insect from creating too much damage? So I'm going to start my 1 minute timer to respond to that. So I would say, although setting traps would be beneficial for protecting some plants, you can't really protect them all from this insect because it hatches from a lot. There's a lot of eggs that are laid, so they reproduce pretty rapidly. So you couldn't really stop all of them, and this would also cost a lot of money to employ these traps or other collection methods over a large geographical area. Especially with a big crop field, it would be difficult to manage that. You don't know which insects possess the toxin to create, the hurting of the crops in the situation. So it would be difficult to, select which area of the field would possess these toxic insects that could hurt your crops because you don't really know which insects are affected. Also, there are many insects on the plant, so the traps would not get them all. And that is my timer going on. So I feel that my partner with the termites as their insect could possess or could give the point that termites would create the most damage and losses because of their ability to hurt architecture or to deface buildings or wooden objects. So my rebuttal question would be, in order to prevent the damaging effects of termites when creating more structures out of metal and other non-wood materials, help, which they could counter with saying, like you can't make everything out of metal, like you have to use wood. Like wood is a pretty commonly used material in our world today. So I feel like that they could counter that. There's other ways of preventing termites from hurting wooden structures besides just cutting wood out altogether. So then a rebuttal question that they could propose to me would be, potato psyllid nymphs peak in the months of January through May. Couldn't potatoes be grown inside a greenhouse during these months to protect them from the pests? So I'm going to set my timer for a minute to respond to that. So I would respond to that by saying that not all potato farmers have access to a greenhouse of that size. To cover their entire crops would be pretty extreme, I feel like. And also, it's not realistic to have these farmers pay for protection of that magnitude of creating a greenhouse to cover their entire crop field. I feel like would be too expensive for a lot of farmers. Also, it would be difficult to monitor just to see like how these like insects are behaving in this situation, how if they're like affecting it more or less. I feel like that would be difficult to manage. And also the potato psyllid could still get into these greenhouses, and having like protection from predators inside this greenhouse could possibly lead to like an even greater amount of these insects and further hurting the crop yield even more. So for my closing statement, I'm going to give myself 1 minute just to kind of go over things again. So in conclusion, the toxins released by immatures when feeding the potato psyllid, it does cause the potatoes to become yellow in color. It's something called psyllid yellows. So the psyllids, like they feed on the leaves and the crops and potatoes all together, which like hurts the crops. It leads to psyllid yellows and diseases that cause the deterioration of the potatoes. And this is commonly seen when the potatoes are turned into like fries and chips and other foods that consumers eat. So I feel like the potato psyllid possesses the greatest infestation and loss capability because it could like wipe out like a way of life for farmers and hurt their economical sector, and also take away a major food opportunity for consumers to have. So thank you. My name is Will Buckman again, and yeah, thanks for listening to my debate.